Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hey, Potter Than Hellions, welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host, and I'm joined as always by
BC.
And no BB this week. He's away on business, so we have our usual keyboard player,
John Lord. Dylan.
R.I.P. And we have a returning guest for the second time on the show. We had him on the M3 wrap-up. We had him on. We have Maurice Menichetti.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing. How's everyone doing?
Good. What's new with you? Anything?
Not too much.
Nothing. And he brought his son Reese with him. Say hi, Reese.
Hi.
Thanks for coming up, babysitting your dad. Dylan's babysitting his dad. BC, he's just like he's an orphan.
I'm on the loose.
His mother said get rid of him. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, another episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the last couple shows we did, the Kiss episodes. We really enjoyed doing those. They were cool. Thanks, Mark Satorka, for coming in and doing that with us. And it was a good time. Hope you guys liked that. Let us know what you guys think about these shows and topics and everything. And, before we get rolling here, we'll go around the table, our usual. Anybody listen to anything new? BC, we got anything going? I know you do.
I'm listening to nothing because nothing in my house works.
BC is model. Yeah, BC is the worst person for anything with technology. Tonight is, what the hell's the date today? June 12th is the night that we're recording, and we received our Lizzie Borden pre-orders yesterday. And I thought that I ordered the CD and the vinyl and the shirt, but I only ordered this vinyl and the shirt, so I didn't have a CD to listen to, but I listened to it on my record player. BC ordered the 2 vinyl, the shirt, and the CD, but he gets home, and what happens, BC?
CD player shits the bed.
He texts me, CD player broke. I'm like, well, that's
so I'm
not
thinking,
right.
oh shit! I get on the iPad or whatever the fuck this was there, and I'm thinking, oh shit, it ain't out yet.
It's not out yet, no.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, there's only like 3 songs released now, but I've listened to it a couple times last night, and I like it. I'm enjoying it so far.
Everything I heard so far, I really like it. I mean, it's Lizzie.
It's almost like a Greek tragedy that you have. It's in your possession, but you can't listen to it.
It's like the dream where you're trying to get somewhere and you just can't get there.
My neighbors are all in their houses looking out the blinds going, okay, he's not throwing anything out the window.
BC broke something again.
Water everywhere.
Yeah. Anything else? You got anything else? If you could listen to something, what would you listen to in your truck anyways?
On the way here, Lizzie Borden.
Okay. Dylan, how are you?
I've been listening to the re-release of Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good from Megadeth. They call it the Final Kill version, and it's supposedly Dave's intended mix for the album because, as we know, that was the very first Megadeth album, I believe.
Yes.
And it wasn't mixed well, and the album artwork was shit, and it was a little weird. So now that he has the resources,
so he's putting the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It's a really cool, different mixes. In some of the songs, you could hear things that you couldn't hear in the earlier versions, which was really interesting to hear. And I was listening to them back to back, and there's some cool changes and differences.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Check it out.
Maurice, how about you, buddy?
Well, other than songs with fire in the title, I've been listening to the new Striper, Goddamn Evil, since we saw them at M3. And if I could ever get back in the office at work, I'm going to have the new Ghost album to listen to. So,
All right, cool. I've been checking out a couple new things. The new Lordi album, I know a lot of people don't like them and stuff. I think they're cool. You have to accept them for what they are. The newer album, it's called Sexorcism. It's actually pretty cool. There's some crazy shit on there. I picked up a magazine. It's called Firecracker, I think it's called. and it has I think it's like a European magazine or British magazine, and there's like a shitload of bands in there that I never heard of, and I checked out a couple. One of them is Royal Hunt, and it's called I guess it's like this is part 13, I guess, of it. Wow. The Devil's Dozen, and it's really good. There's another one that I found the other day, just kind of browsing through things. Oh, no. Actually, I was listening to XM, and they were doing something with Dave Mustaine on there, and this is a band that either he's backing or the record company or something, but something that he's involved with them. They're called Down to Ride. I remember I texted you, BC. Did you get a chance to listen to that? Did you check that out?
I did not yet.
Okay. Really cool band, really good sounding band. And then I went a little old school. I picked up Rush Farewell to Kings on vinyl the other day.
The re-release?
The re-release, yeah. Totally forgot how awesome that album is. So, you guys out there, let us know what you're listening to. If you got a band you want us to check out, let us know. And in tonight's episode, there's a couple bands on here that I picked that are not your average bands that you would think. Not mainstream stuff, actually. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
He's a hipster, is the short version.
No, nothing like that. Before we get rolling, though, I want to talk a little bit about the Rockin' Pod Expo 2 coming up. It's going to be at the Nashville Palace in Nashville, Tennessee on August 25th. Going to be a great time. BC and I were there last year. BB's going with us this year. Hopefully Dylan will be coming with us. We're splitting a table with the guys from Digital Kill the Radio Star podcast. David and Chris, great guys. Podcast Rock City will be there. Our buddies Steven and Sonny from Growing Up Rock Podcast will be there. The guys from Decibel Geek, classic rock drops, Kiss Room, Podkist, Ken Mills, and Matt Porter. Those guys will be there. So, we're going to have our perks up there pretty soon. You guys could, donate to their, what is it called, Dylan? GoFundMe. The GoFundMe. I'm sorry.
Why did you expect me to remember that? I'm not even involved.
I couldn't even fucking think. It was just like a brain block.
I had no idea you were going to be talking about this.
Yeah, there's going to be perks so you guys can bring up stuff if you donate in our name, and we'll be able to do some stuff with you guys out there. Hopefully get you on the podcast and do a couple different things. They got a lot of cool guests. They just announced BC Ron Keel's going to be there. Ron Keel is friggin' great. We met him years ago at one of the Kiss Expos down in New Jersey, and he was just the friggin' coolest guy. I could finally get my picture autograph that I had taken with him back in it had to be in the 90s.
Oh god, yeah.
Had to be in the 90s.
Well, he's got it. The right to rock.
He does. And he's going to be there. Frank Domino and Punky Meadows from Angel, Christopher Williams from Accept. Who else we got here? Paul Taylor from Winger, Sandy Gennaro from Joan Jett, Brian Head Welsh from Korn's going to be there, Michael Facera. That was one of the singers in Loudness is going to be there. There's just going to be a bunch of cool stuff there. Guys from the Rock and Metal Podcast. Ralph and Ian will be there. Those guys are insane. Love you guys. You guys are just crazy, man. And so, hopefully if you're, in the area, you can go. You guys go. If you can, donate whatever you can to it, it would be great. And, we'll see you guys there. We'll have full reports from everything that went on there. That's about it for that. And, I want to thank everybody out there for checking out our show and sharing us and everything like that. And we'll get to tonight's topic. Maurice, his ink,
no one was paying attention.
His ink pen was broke, so he had to bring his laptop tonight for his list. Seeing that, we thought it kind of funny because our BB and I are firefighters in our city, and our station number is 51. And so this is our 51st episode, so we decided we're going to do songs that have to do with fire. It could be fire in the title. It could be, byproducts of fire, smoke or sparks or flames or burn or burned, whatever you want to call it. And so we're gonna do like an album kind of thing, like we've been known to do. We'll pick it out. We'll talk about the songs. Let's start out. What do you think? 3 at a time?
Sure.
Dylan? All right, so Dylan, before I get messed up, please keep track of what we're doing. Okay? Because I always get fucked up on that. Yeah. So, Maurice, how did you approach this?
Well, I went through some old cassette tapes. No, kidding. Some
it was really reel to reel.
Yeah, right.
Reel to reel.
And just start looking through some old albums that I haven't listened to in a long time to try to, jog my memory. Because when I was approached about this, I said, I can't think of 5. I said, this is impossible.
And you found way more than that, right?
Then by the end of the day, I had like 20 that I really wanted to go with that I had to shave down to our 10 or 12, whatever it is.
Now you feel the pain that I put BB and BC through all the time when I give them their little assignments for these
right?
episodes. Yeah. BC, how about you? How'd you approach this?
I just listening to tunes. Like I said, I looked at the wall of CDs at my house, going something I haven't really listened to, and I go back and
see if you can find something.
Something triggers, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then usually when you find one thing, it leads to another and another and another.
Exactly.
And another, so.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I was perusing through Apple Music. I put down everything that had something to do with fire, and then I listened to them and weeded out the weak material and came up with the strong list that I have.
Yeah, I was when I went to do it. I went through my for my Apple Music and some of the stuff through my Amazon stuff. But I was surprised at how many I found. I mean, I have like 4 pages of shit here that I went through, and I actually listened to most of them or parts of some of them, because if some of them didn't catch me right off the bat, I was just like they're gone, because there's so many to pick from. But it was cool though. It's And actually, the ones that I did, I narrowed it down to probably 30, and I put them in a playlist, and I hit shuffle, and then so I was kind of not really paying attention, but if something caught my ear, boom, I would highlight that one out. So like that one would definitely be one that I picked. So all right, let's get the show rolling. We'll roll this way. We'll let BC start off today.
We'll roll Tide.
Good idea.
Roll Tide. All right.
First, what's the name of your album?
I didn't name my album, to be honest with you. I didn't even know it was supposed to be an album, so I'm sorry.
BC's Flamer.
BC's Technology is going to burn. That's my title today. I don't know. I'll go start off with the Accept Hellfire off their 2012 album. And I know what I've written down here. Stalingrad.
Stalingrad.
Yeah. Thank you. To me, I love the song. I love the album. And I think we talked about this a few episodes ago. Like, here's a band that I think they're getting heavier.
They're getting heavier, and they're getting better. I think they're getting great.
Not only heavier and better, kind of like Striper has been the last few albums, and I just like the way they're going.
And plus, they have their secret weapon, Andy Sneap.
Andy.
Don't worry, if you didn't pick something with Andy Sneap, I would have been throwing him in tonight. All right, that's cool.
All right, I'm going to follow that up with kind of a local band to us, Harpo, with Fire's Burning Higher off of 1996's Smoking Gun album. Billy and the Boys. Back in better times, back in the mid-90s. Things were much easier back then.
Yeah, no shit. I'll tell you what, that is one of my favorite Harpo songs, and I remember when Smoking Gun came out, we went down to Tomatoes for my birthday, and they played there, and they had never played that song live, and they friggin' played it that night. I was like, holy fuck, I couldn't believe they friggin' played it on my birthday. I mean, they didn't plan it or nothing, but it was cool.
Stop saying it. And then, you know what, I'm going to go, I'm jumping over the board here. I have so
No
many.
order.
No order. And I'm going to go with number 3 on mine would be Aerosmith. She's on Fire off of 1985's Done with Mirrors. To me, it was that's a classic. In my book, Aerosmith, I mean, I guess it's their comeback. They were considered.
Yeah, they consider Permanent Vacation, I guess, their official one, but that album is when Joe Perry and Brad came back.
It was just not a
It was just kick-ass album, front to back.
And that song kicks ass. So. That's
good start, BC. Right out of the gate. Good job.
My 3.
Knocked Accept off my list.
I'm sorry. Was it?
Yeah, that was Hellfire was on my list. But I got backups.
I just love those.
This is a really good song.
Yeah, I'm glad I have some backups. But anyways, I'm going to start, you got to start the list with a little Metal Church. Start the Fire from their second album, The Dark. Just a great classic Metal Church song.
Wow. That's the first time I think we've ever mentioned them on the show.
Well, I mean, they're kind of that forgotten band. Not a big Metal Church fan, but
Just played drums.
Yeah.
I think he's.
Yeah, I gotta check those guys out a
they
little.
have a new
more
album
in
out,
depth.
2016, called 11.
And the original vocals just came back, right?
I believe so, yes. And then next, with another trash band, I guess, Field of Fire from Overkill off their debut album, Taking Over, 1985.
Cool band.
Another,
Another really underrated band.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
And
Saw them 2 years ago in Jersey at the Rock Carnival and just tore it up.
I love this. I never got a chance to see
I
them.
never got a chance to see
Yeah,
them. They've
saw
been
them-
around
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
They've been around since the 80s.
Saw them back in the late 80s, probably.
And they keep putting stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just keep going. And then we're going to slow it down a little bit with Fire in the Basement, Deep Purple off the Slaves and Masters CD. Only album with Joel and Turner.
I appreciate you going for the lesser known Deep Purple Fire songs. I wonder if we're
Well, that
going
was
to
a
keep with that.
big back in the 90s, I had a
no
lot of stuff
promises.
going on, and I just remember that song from back in the early mid-90s.
Yeah, I mean, music takes you back.
It does.
You hear a song, it takes you right
Especially
back
doing
there.
stuff like this, it's like, wow, man, you remember them days? I remember, it puts you in a time and place that you could remember back to.
Absolutely.
Just by the song.
You
or
can
the
remember
group,
what
or
there's
the
certain,
album.
there's certain stuff you can remember, like exactly what you were doing
Right.
when you heard this stuff.
Yep.
Cool, good start.
You're not going next?
I'll go last.
Okay.
Well, he is the boss.
I was told that I was supposed to name my album, so I called it Ashes to Ashes, because I like to not think too hard about my album title. I'm going to start off with one of my favorite songs from Alice Cooper, off of the Trash album House of Fire. That's a song that always grabbed me whenever I would listen to it. It has some cool background vocals to it. I really love that I got to see it live. They played it that one time the 1 out of 7 times that we saw Alice.
Yeah.
And I was I was like, oh my god, they're playing House of Fire. That's so random.
That's from Trash, right?
Trash, yeah. Like I
Yeah,
said.
because Dylan and I were talking about it, our list yesterday, I think, at work, and I had that song on my list too, but
80s Alice is
I deferred to
best
Dylan
Alice.
because I know he likes that,
Yeah.
little more than I do.
It's so good. So after that, I'm going to follow it up with a song from Black Tide off of Postmortem, That Fire. It has a cool little intro. It's acoustic guitar, but then it has electric interludes, where it does quick electric blasts, dan, and then it goes into this really ripping song. The chorus it slows down a bit, but the verses it's very much thrash throughout the beginning of it. We saw them open for Bullet from a Valentine, right? At the
I was going to say,
Down the Cultural
I remember
Center.
seeing them.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
I was going to ask.
they were good. They were good. I don't really remember that song, but I do remember they played though. They were good. They were
I
really
remember
good.
seeing them. I just couldn't remember what.
And that's got to be 10 years ago.
That was that album I think is 2011 maybe, but it's I'll have to show it to you after. And then I'm gonna go right on into what's my next song gonna be? Since I'm wearing a Kansas shirt, I'll go with Fight Fire with Fire from Kansas.
Nice.
A cool song, one that I never really delved into until after I saw Kansas live, because I never really thought to peruse Kansas's back catalog because you only know them from Carry On My Wayward Son and Dust in the Wind.
Blue, you're my boy, Blue.
But, that's off of Drastic Measures in 1983, the first track. Really cool song. It has kind of definitely an 80s feel to it.
It's got an 80s pop feel to it,
Yeah,
but it's good though. It's
a
really
cool,
good.
different song for Kansas. So I thought
It is good.
why not throw that in there?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Kansas, they're going to be. I don't know. I don't think they started the tour yet. They're going to be touring. They're going to be doing apparently the Point of No Return album. And if you guys
How
haven't,
How long?
Yeah, if you get a chance to see Kansas, at least have you ever seen Kansas, Maurice?
I saw them back in 1995.
What'd you think?
They were okay, I guess. Back, that was a long time ago. Many beers.
Yeah, so you had a lot of beers between now and then, right?
Many years ago.
Yeah, because we saw them. Actually, it was a couple of weeks ago to now when we saw them. Like a year ago, a couple weeks back.
We didn't see
a couple
them
weeks ago, a year back, and I kind of talked BC and Dylan into going, and we went and
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been shows in my lifetime that you go, it's let's check it out, and then you're like, holy shit. That definitely
That
on
was
top.
one of them.
Yeah, because I went to see them again later last year after we came back from the Kiss Cruise. With,
Now, was that the
with my
show they were
wife.
giving out the free toaster ovens? Was that Kansas?
No. Yeah, was it? Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was Kansas,
Yeah,
yeah.
because we saw them at the Sands. Remember, all the old people were lined up to get their free toasters.
Oh yeah, okay. Holy shit. Okay.
I forgot about that.
Why is everybody carrying a toaster?
I know.
Why is everybody carrying a toaster?
And but it's just a great band, and actually they're playing around here in December.
Kirby,
Play Kirby, yeah. So I'll definitely be hitting that one again. All right, I'm gonna kick off. I don't know how you can't kick off this list. Actually, my album it's called Scorched Earth Policy, because that's what we like to do here. So my first song is going to be I'm going to start scorching the earth right off the bat. It's going to be Fire Fire from Motorhead from 1980s Ace of Spades. Just a great song. I don't even think the song is like 3 minutes long. It's just just straight out of the gate rocker, just like a freaking kick-ass song. Got to start it with get a little Lemmy Love going there.
And I took that off my list today.
Oh, did you really? See that? It must have flown onto mine. And I'm going to come back the next song with a little Fire Your Guns from AC/DC from the Razor's Edge.
Good one.
That was I think it was the second tour that I got to see AC/DC for that, and that was one of the songs that they performed live from Razor's Edge.
If Thunderstruck wasn't on that album, that would have been a really good opening number, I think. Fire Your Guns.
Yeah. It's the second song on there, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Just a great song, and that's one song you could really see Angus doing his Chuck Berry thing across the stage on that one once it kicks in, and then this band is a band that I just literally checked out about 2 weeks ago. They're called Devil's Train. This album is from they're not very new because this song actually came out in 2012. They only have 2 albums out, but this is a band called Devil's Train, and the song is called Fire and Water. It is fucking excellent. It's the album opener. It starts off with this little harmonica thing, and then it just kicks in. It has this ass-tearing solo in it, and when we reviewed the Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons album a couple months ago, these guys definitely remind me of that kind of vein of music. Definitely check that out. I'll be posting those guys on our Facebook page. Yeah, so that's right out of the gate. I wanted to bang. Come on, you got to come out strong. Maurice slowing it down. Come on. All right, cool. BC, what's your next 3 here, buddy?
I'm going to go back to 1991 with the Armored Saint, Reign of Fire, off the Symbol of Salvation album, which is a cranking album. I mean, the great Armored Saint. How can you go wrong? Armored Saint.
Mighty Saint.
The Mighty Saint.
And actually, you could catch Armored Saint on tour this summer. They're doing the whole Symbol of Salvation album on tour, and I think the tour starts next month at the Chance.
Right, there's nothing local though, right?
That's the closest to that.
Right.
There's one in
Yeah.
New York. I don't know. I think we got to do it. I think we may press.
I've only seen them once.
We may press Frank into service
So-
for that one.
Have you done a Frank trip?
No, I have not.
Oh, you need to do a Frank
You
trip.
got to do a Frank trip.
Absolutely. I'm definitely thinking of Frank trip for that. But a great album, great song. Good job, BC.
Then I'm gonna go a little different here with 1990. I'm back in time here with the Sleazebees, House on Fire. This house is on fire. I think it's just called House on Fire. From Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed. Say that 3 times fast. And to me, these guys were just a band that was very underrated. They came out.
Just were in that time.
They come out in that time where everything was just
Yeah, I had
being overkilled, and they got lost.
Oversaturation.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say that.
They were a good band.
Oversaturated bands
and,
like that.
Their self-titled one and that second album, Power Tool. Power Tool is
Power
fucking
Tool is
great.
really
Power
good.
Tool is fucking great. Excellent album. Sleazebees, definitely a band to check out. One of my buddies, Mike Bachnovich, that I used to work with when I worked in a supermarket, he was always a big Sleazebees fan. And every time I hear them, I think of him. So, Baco, if you're out there listening, Sleazebees, buddy.
And that was one of your hidden gems one episode, I think, right?
The band, I think,
Yeah,
was.
the band.
The band,
Not the song, the band, yeah.
It might have been BB's.
It might have been BB's.
I think it was BB's.
It was somebody's.
BB's, Sleazebees.
No, they might have been under. Was it debut albums?
Maybe. It could be too.
That might have been my debut. I don't know.
It could. I don't know.
It's all good.
Sleazebees, listen to them.
Sleazebees, damn it.
Check it out. Check it out. All right, Mo, what do you got? Give me 2.
2.
Utah.
You want 2?
Utah, give me 2.
Utah. 2. Meanwhile, back at the bank. I love that movie.
That's
So
great.
good. Point Break.
Yeah.
The new one sucks. The new one's ridiculous.
Listen.
I think I had to turn it off.
Listen, it was the first movie wasn't extreme enough. They needed the extreme sports. even though Point Break is kind of a surfing.
Yeah.
Stupid.
We digress.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Am I up?
You're up.
You gonna let me speak now?
Yes,
Your
sir.
turn.
Well, anyways, Child of Fire, Queensryche, off the Warning album.
Nice.
I'd like to say it's my favorite Queensryche album, but there are a few other good ones. Just the song, just classic Queensryche.
Yeah, The Warning is just front to back. That's
Yeah.
an album that you can just. I think that block of albums take them up. Actually, everything up until Empire
Yeah.
is just such a great period. After that, there's a lot of good stuff, but everything isn't good. Like you could be hard pressed to pick a crappy song off of the first 4 albums and
Right.
throw in the EP in there too. But once you move past Empire, I think you start getting some skippable songs.
They started, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, they got kind of...
Well, it was the 90s, and
Yeah,
they were trying to...
There was a shift.
there was. Every band went through it.
Yeah, but Child of Fire is great. That is a great. And I remember when I picked up that album, I had the EP, and that was one. It was just like, wow, that one you just
And then
wore the needle out playing
the
that
Warning
one.
was one of my first, probably, I'm gonna say 10 albums that I had just when I was getting into this kind
Oh,
of
really?
music, and to
That's
listen
cool.
to that. It was
I
just-
love Roads to Madness on there.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wish
absolutely.
they would. They played it a couple times, but they don't play the whole song. They
Right.
play it till right when it
Right.
really kicks in. But excellent pick. Love Queensryche.
Yep. Next one is Burning Bridges by Slaughter off the Stick It To Ya album. A great song. I love that whole album. That album has carried Slaughter's career over the last 25 years, because I don't think personally I love the album. Every song on there is great, and it's a nice jab at Vinnie Vincent, I guess.
It's
based on the
Vinnie Vincent
frustration-
band with Tim Kelly playing guitar.
and the song is based on their frustrations of their time with Vinnie Vincent.
It's on the record company.
Yeah, so yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, just a great band too. I saw Slaughter the first time on their first tour when it came out. They opened up for Kiss. I saw them actually twice on that tour. I saw them once in Binghamton, and then I think it was 5 days later they played in Allentown with Kiss and Little Caesar, and just a great band. Just always moving, and
High
they
energy.
still bring it. They
High energy.
still bring it.
Yep.
Just a phenomenal band, and they have a ton of albums out, like more than people probably have any idea that they do.
Right.
And just excellent. Actually, one of their songs is one of my audibles. If I need to throw one of them in there. Awesome picks. Done.
So I'm going from Kansas. I'm going to keep it classic with a little UFO off of Lights Out. Too Hot to Handle. A classic UFO song. One of my favorites. It's heat, it's hot. Too hot. Too hot.
I'll allow it.
So yeah, I've always been a UFO fan. It was cool seeing Michael Schenker. Haven't seen UFO because that concert got sold out.
Yeah, we got kind of boned on that one,
boned
but
out.
you could have went to see Last in Line with us. You still would have had a good show that night, but
That was a very good show.
I was too disappointed. And then
He was heartbroken.
After UFO, I'm going to go right into Burn It Down from Avenged Sevenfold off of City of Evil. Second track on the album. Starts off with a cool little drum blast and then doesn't slow down until the end of the song. Sure, M. Shadow's vocals can get a little annoying at times, but the instrumentals in the song are just blazing, to keep with the fire metaphor. And it's a really good, solid album. It's not their first album, but it's the first mainstream album that they had out. And that's a really good track off of it that's underrated, especially when you look at Beast and the Heartless on that album, Bad Country's on that album, and a lot of the other songs are always overlooked, and Burn It Down's one of the really good ones.
did you guys ever see Avenged Sevenfold?
I did Up the Mountain. We're on a
On one of the
2-day
tours,
festival or
one of those
something.
festivals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of those
I was
festivals.
probably at the same show. I think Nightmare was out. I think they had the big bat head and bat
Yes,
wings on the
I
thing.
believe that sounds
real
familiar.
good live. I mean, I thought they were excellent. They're a band that I always tell myself, I need to listen to them a little
Right.
more. I need
My
to
friend's a
check
huge
them out.
Sevenfold
And
fan.
they have a
and
lot
I
of cool
I try
stuff.
to get into them, but I don't know.
I think it's the vocals. He kind of gets me like a little Miles Kennedy kind of thing. I can only just take it in small doses, I think. But Like listen to the solos on them. Those two guys fucking tear it the fuck up.
Oh, they
lead
really
guitar, man. They're just fucking
Wait,
great.
so you saw it at my touch? I might have worked that concert.
Yeah, it was the both for my Valentine played and Seven Dust were on the other stage.
I worked that.
And we missed them opening for Metallica because
Yeah, they were supposed to open for Metallica, and the one guy,
I think
his wife had.
I think it was
They
Sinister
played in
Deeds'
Jersey
wife.
after that, and my friend went to that show as well.
Yeah.
Because they got the tickets.
They got tickets to go see him again?
Yeah, 'cause
I
they
remember.
canceled in Philly.
But it had to be.
It was cool though, because I think Volbeat got to play a little longer. I think.
I think the DJ got to play a
Well,
little
that's
longer.
true. That was just
horrible.
The
fucking
metal
torture.
DJ.
That was torture.
You go to a concert in a stadium and listen to a fucking DJ.
But people fill stadiums to listen to a DJ. All that, what is it? That EDM?
EDM, yeah, electronic dance music.
Yeah. People, they sell out fucking stadiums for that shit.
I'm getting old.
We drove by Homedale coming home from Bon Jovi concert in Asbury Park, and there was an EDM concert going on there, and the place was friggin' jammed.
Is there
Because you know
a
when you
Camp
drive by, you
Bisco?
can see the parking lots.
Yeah, Camp Bisco has EDM stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
It's-
So yeah, that's the crowd you're talking
Yeah.
about. The Molly.
So
they're
they
passing
do,
around E.
but apparently metal DJ does not work. I want to see someone with a guitar. I want to see
Yeah,
drums.
yeah.
I want to see bass.
You don't want to hear Cowboys from Hell with the wicka wicka.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And
The ant beat behind
you
it.
know, I mean,
What the-
maybe there's more to it than I think, but
No.
how much talent do you really need to? I've been doing it since I've been fucking 5 years old, playing fucking records.
I mean,
I've scratched a lot too. You know, you get that, but that's by accident. But
there's
You're
some
ahead of your time.
unique and innovative stuff they do, but like, yeah, it's
Eh,
to each his own, I guess. You know, whatever.
There's a seat for every ass.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
those are my two.
Okay.
Too Hot to Handle and Burn Town.
All right, cool. Good picks. I'm gonna not slow it down as Maurice would say, but I'm gonna go a little deeper into the 80s again. The song came out in 1980, but the best version of it is a live version that came out in 1981. It's "Line of Fire" by Journey. And the first time I heard that song, it scared the shit out of me. Because it's like, oh, that gunshot, boom, in the night. And it's like, holy shit. Like, the first time you hear it, you're totally not expecting it.
like
and it's just
one
like,
with-
bang. You're like, holy crap. I mean, just in Journey, I'll tell you what, they're just a good band. I nothing against I think Ariel Parnell, I think the guy's name is now, or something like to that effect. Good singer. He's, a young guy. He sounds Steve Perry-ish. But he's still not Steve Perry. I would love to see him get back with them when they did the Trial by Fire album. I think that is just a fantastic album, and if anybody out there has not heard that album, Trial by Fire by Journey, pick it up. It is a close second. It's like you have Escape, then you have Frontiers, and then they went downhill. This is the album that bridges the gap between Frontiers and all the other crap that came after that. Not crap. There is some actually good stuff out there. They've been putting out albums pretty regularly, but this is the one that Steve Perry came back to record, and then they were going to tour with that album, but then something happened with Steve Perry hurt his back, or I'm not really sure what the dynamics were there, but
I do like Can't Tame the Lion on that one.
Yeah.
The whole album is great. There's like one song that I don't care for. I think it's like maybe the last song. But even and I'm not a ballad guy like by any stretch of the imagination.
See,
but even the
he always
more
says
mellow
that.
songs
But normally
are
you're
good.
talking about how good ballads are, so I'm thinking there's like a dissonance here.
love hate. There's some disconnect there somehow. Maybe I just can't admit it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
My name is Steve. I'm a ballad-holic.
Hi, Steve.
But just a great song, and so you guys definitely check that out. Check out Journey Trial by Fire. They're on tour right now with Def Leppard. They just played this area. Actually, last night they played in Philadelphia, and they played up at Bethel. Was it Bethel? No, Hershey.
Yeah.
Last week.
Was it last week?
Last week or the week before?
It was the week before, I think.
Week before.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. But really great band. Hershey Stadium just sucks for concerts, though.
I think I saw Fall Out Boy and Paramore there.
It's terrible there.
Yeah, it was a little.
Yeah, I'd rather go into an arena or
getting out was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because
Let me tell
the
ya.
bleachers, they're just straight. At least if you go to a regular stadium, you have that roundness to it where you're not just facing just the other way. You can at least move. And they said the traffic down in Hershey was just like friggin' atrocious, like montage like.
Can't tame the trash.
Yeah. And my fifth song is going to be, this is a band that I believe our friends on the Grown Up Rock podcast, Sonny Pooney, who's been a frequent guest on our show, has brought up. They're a band from out by where he lives. They're called Restrained. And this is a song from the Dark New Day album. This also came out in 2012. It's a song called Walk Through the Fire. These guys are the band that you want to see. These guys' music, their both albums are friggin' great. They're just a good, hard driving hard rock band. They have the hooks in the songs. They have the if you listen to this song, just the riff in the background when they play the solo is just friggin' slamming. So Restrained, it's Restry. Wait a minute.
It's
I'm sorry.
Restrayned.
Yeah. It's spelled. It's got the Y instead of the I, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Masalam is their guitar player. A real nice guy. He's a friend of the podcast, and I want to give those guys some love. Walk Through the Fire is the name of the song, and Dark New Day is the album. Just slamming shit. Just friggin' excellent. Really cool guys. Check those guys out. So if we're doing an album here, that would definitely be our side one. So what we'll do is we'll do a little hidden gem action here, and then we'll come back. We'll do side two, and with all of our albums, you got to have some bonus tracks. Here we go. BC, you can go first. No, you know what? You went first on the other thing.
Yeah,
Dylan, go ahead. You're out,
so
BC. Dylan, you're in.
My hidden gem is a band that started as like a
Joke.
no, well, they did concept albums based around the character of Mega Man, from the video games.
Yes.
They're called.
That was a cool game.
They're called the Proto Men. But the two albums that I want to focus on are they do a live album where they play nothing but Queen songs.
They're called the Proto Men.
The Proto Men, yeah. So they do like Don't Stop Me Now, Killer Queen, Somebody to Love, Death on Two Legs, I Want It All, Under Pressure, stuff like that. And they also do an album called The Cover Up. And they have songs like Because the Night, In the Air Tonight.
The Keel version, right?
Yeah. Total Eclipse of the Heart, The Trooper, Danger Zone. But most importantly, they do a version of Mr. Roboto.
Oh, God.
And it's great.
You can't escape it.
Just
We
like the
cannot get
song.
away from Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, so the Proto Men, the cover up, and presents A Night of Queen. So that's my hidden gem. I'll just say the Proto Men in general.
The Proto Men,
because
okay.
their albums are pretty good. Like their concept albums about Mega Man. It's different, but
That was a cool game.
yeah, some cool instrumental stuff and some cool vocals, and it's a good band.
Good. All right, Maurice, you're up to bat here. What do you got for us?
You guys are killing me.
That's what we do.
This is a hidden gem classic back to 1983 with one of the new wave of British heavy metal bands, Tokyo Blade and Midnight Rendezvous.
There you go.
It's a good band.
See?
Absolutely.
You did good under pressure.
I have the Night of the Blade album. I friggin' absolutely love that album.
Well, it's so good.
They were always
a hidden gem.
And they were a band that when I saw that album, that was one. The cover looked cool and the name was cool. So hey, fuck it, I'll try it.
Well,
and I got great.
I got Midnight Rendezvous with that because it had the sun, I guess, with the orange, and then that monkey or dragon, whatever they have on. That's the original.
Yeah, she's got like
Vinny
the
Vincent's.
like the samurai shit on, right?
That's Night of the Blade.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the original one
The
before
monkey.
that is Midnight Rendezvous.
It was a Vinny's monkey.
Their problem was they had their first three albums. They had three different singers. So and the third album, Black Hearts and Jaded Spades, which is fantastic.
I
But
have to pick that up.
I
I look for those guys. I would.
and I
write them
actually
down.
they had a new album out not too long ago, but
Really?
I did.
a restart kind of with their two guitar players, and I believe their bass player. So
Good pick. See, you didn't do too bad there, buddy.
You did
I
good
like
under
that.
pressure.
Excellent. What do you got, BC?
Every time I look at these guys up, I get angry. They're labeled as glam metal, which I don't think they're glam metal, but I just think they're unfortunately underground, I would say, because people knew them, but they never really made it big. I'm going back to 1988 with the bands Black and Blue, and the song's going to be Great Guns of Fire.
Black and Blue.
Black and Blue.
Is that off of Sonny's favorite album?
And he.
Okay. I don't think they were that hidden, but
They never really crossed.
My hidden gem is Guns N' Roses' "Sweet Child O' Mine."
because actually one of my backup songs is,
I stuck with Fire.
one of my backup songs is "Heat It Up, Burn It Down."
He's on brand for tonight, so that's not bad. But that's not a hidden gem. That's a slightly overlooked.
How many people know that song?
A slightly overlooked.
What song was it?
Great Guns. Yeah, Jesus Christ, you got me fucking.
Great Guns of Fire.
Great Guns of Fire.
That's a slightly underlooked rock, we'll call it, not a hidden
The
gem.
hidden gem for Sounds of Fire.
Slightly overlooked.
They're more known about their guitar player that's in Kiss and their singer that was in Warrant for a night. I think
They did that one.
They're more known for that than
They never
their
crossed
actual
over
music,
to-
which is
They did an album with them though, which is really good
It
album.
is actually pretty good.
All right. Okay. I'll allow it.
We'll give you that one, but next time.
I also stuck with Fire. Actually, I stuck with Double Fire for mine.
It's Fight Fire with Fire.
I probably have mentioned these guys before on the podcast, but here we go again. Burning Rain, the band with Doug Ulrich, who is the who's he playing with now? Oh, he's in Dead Daisies now. I'm sorry. Duh.
He's not
He played in Whitesnake for years.
He's not American.
Yeah. He played in Whitesnake for years. He played in Dio for years. Fuck you, Tilly. Keith St. John is the singer, and who is an excellent, excellent singer. But it's going to be a song. It's going to be the song Fireball. It opens up the Pleasure to Burn album. Just a slamming friggin' song, slamming album. And just a great band, you guys. And I know the stuff is out there to be had. I believe they're even on iTunes. Check them out. If you want to hear some great groove-filled hard rock, is probably the best I can describe it. Check out Burning Rain. And actually, listen to Burning Rain, which... let's see. The first one came out in 1999, 2000. The second one came out, and they actually put an album out in 2013 called Epic Obsession. Go back and listen to those albums, and then go back and listen to. He played on "Killing the Dragon" from Dio, which is a great album. He played on the "Evil or Divine" live in New York City. He also played on the Holy Diver live album. He's in a bunch of Whitesnake stuff. He did "Good to Be Bad with Them," "Forevermore," "The Made in Japan." There's a ton of live Whitesnake stuff that he did. But what I'm really getting at is listen to the Burning Rain stuff, and then listen to the Dio and the Whitesnake stuff, and you could definitely tell that Doug Aldrich was a part of the songwriting team for those albums, because he has his stamp of guitar playing and writing on those albums. Just a monster guitar player, and he's in Dead Daisies now. I got to see them on Kiss Cruise 6. I think I saw them 3 times on that. And then I saw them, they opened up for Kiss on the Freedom to Rock tour. Just a great band. And him and John Corabi together is just a fucking awesome combination. Marco Mendoza, Dean Castronovo's in the band now. It's just a slamming band. And actually they're playing Kiss Cruise 8 this year, and I just can't wait to see those guys, because they are just such a friggin' great band. And they just put a new album out this year, 2 Dead Daisies. It's called Burn It Down, which is friggin' excellent. So you guys check those out. Our hidden gems for the week, we have Black and Blue from BC. Great Guns of Fire. Actually, that song is kind of a hidden gem, because I was kind of grasping in my head to put how that song sounded. So
the band's known, but I don't
that
think
song
that's,
is not that.
And that
that's
song
true.
rips it
I
up.
was kind of grasping at that song. So that's a good one though.
I could go back to my original hidden gem.
No, it's okay. Save it for later.
All right.
You already said
So you don't have to
It's too
grasp
late.
for it then for the next time. You have BC's got a gem banked for the next show.
He's got the gem vault.
And we got Tokyo
All the
Blade.
gems.
Which album, Maurice?
Midnight
Rendezvous. And we have the Proto Men from Dylan. Just check out the band and the live one, and the album called Cover Up. And Burning Rain for me, song Fireball from the album Pleasure to Burn. Just great stuff out there, you guys. We hope you're really checking this stuff out, because it may seem like just kind of random stuff, but There are times when we actually put a lot of thought into them. Other times we're sitting here on a break trying to find them.
What he means to say is, don't take what BC just threw at you as as the typical hidden gem.
No, but I mean, sometimes we're kind of grasping because you want to pick something different. But you know, we're rolling right along here.
ST was fun.
Well, BC, anytime somebody could promote Black and Blue, I'm all for it. So
That's right, baby.
good pick.
Don't worry.
All right, let's jump back into our album here. Where are we at? BC. Give me
Let's go back to
two BC.
Let's go back to 1981 with the Saxon Fire in the Sky from the Denim Leather. I mean, the last probably 2 weeks before this, I did nothing but listen to Saxon.
So you have to go on.
Stuck in your head.
And it's stuck in my head, the double bass. I mean, it's a great album. It's because it's a great live song.
Yeah, it's really good. Saxon is really awesome, and that is a really cool Saxon song. I'm glad that you're playing smart. You're not listening to more than you need to. You're strategically using past episodes to inform future episodes. So I'm proud of you.
It's all about fire.
Good job, BC. Fire.
Shuffling through my cards here. I'm going to go with 1994 Sabotage. Castles Are Burning. Castles Burning from the Handful of Rain, which to me is a classic Sabotage album. They're second with Sax Stevens. Which to me, nothing against John, but he brought a new dimension to Sabotage, I thought.
Oh, definitely. And then with the both of them singing,
And then the both of them later
was
on,
even friggin' even better.
and a few albums later.
Great. And actually, when Zach Stevens came in, it seemed like they stepped it up into more of the classical stuff kind of thrown in there. I think that once more TSO, not that TSO was out then, because that's, TSO came from these guys, but that's when the nucleus of that more classical sounding stuff, I think, kind of came in when Zach came in. Do you think so or no?
Well, he came in the album before, then What He Caught died, and then they brought in Alec Skolnick.
Yeah. He is a monster guitar player too. We're gonna do a thrash metal show one of these nights, and he's gonna be definitely one of the guys we're gonna be talking about quite a bit. All right, Mo, what do you got, buddy?
Well, you made my decision because, like BC, we're getting down to the end here. We're crossing off songs. We're double, triple checking our list here. And speaking of trash metal, one of the lesser known Bay Area trash metal bands, Laz Rocket with Fire in the Hole.
There you go.
Wow.
Off of their Annihilation Principle album. I believe it was their fourth CD release, and from 1989.
Wow, Laz Rocket.
Yeah, Blast from the Past, right?
Yeah, no shit. They're a band that my buddy Dugo, he was the guy that got us into Laz Rocket. Cool band. I don't really know a lot about those guys. I have heard them, and they had some good stuff out there, and they are very underrated.
Right.
But I mean, it's funny because you had all the glam and the hard rock stuff down in L.A., and you have all the thrash and the heavy shit, the Metallicas, the Exodus, Flotsam and Jetsam, All Testament, all that shit up in the Bay Area, and I think it's cool, but. A lot of those bands, like Metallica, they for them to really get going, they had to come over here to the East Coast to see us guys.
Yep, absolutely.
And they hooked up with Anthrax, and you guys know all the story. Good, but what do you got next?
Okay, I am going to go with All Fired Up by Fastway, off the album of the same name. First track on the album, 1986. Eddie Clark. Fast Eddie Clark.
David King.
Dave King.
Jerry Shirley,
and
that guy that played bass.
There's a guy that played bass.
Connection with one of my picks.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Love them. Love Fastway, though. Just one band that I always wanted to see and never had the chance to.
Yeah, great band. I was actually lucky enough to get to see them. We talked about it when we did the Motorhead show. And just a great band, and actually we did a segment on Fastway on that show, and just a great band, and like David King will not even talk about Fastway now,
nope,
at all. Won't even not even acknowledge. So God only knows what the hell happened.
Yeah,
never
really.
Because I mean, they made a lot of good music. They had good albums. They toured. I mean, shit, they're their debut album. They friggin' toured with Iron Maiden. You know,
Right.
how much better can you get for that? But for a guy that had that monicum of success, didn't want to talk about it. You'd love to know what actually took place there.
Now you know what I meant by that had a connection with one of my picks, right? Because Pete Way.
Oh, UFO. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
That never actually even played it. He's the way in Fast Way, but never even played it. Know what
Fast
the
Way.
Yeah.
But the connection nonetheless stands.
Which when they talk about Fastway being the super group that never made it, they were never really a super
Yes.
group. I mean,
No.
on paper they were, but in
like
reality they.
I think to be a super group, you need at least 3 guys, not 2.
Well, that's the knock on Fastway though,
yeah.
is that they were a super group that never
right. Materialized.
Right.
It's like the early Justice League. Superman and Batman weren't in the original stories. They said that they were members, but they never participated in the actual adventure.
Oh, okay.
Multiple meanings to supergroup. Yeah. History lesson.
Bam! The Super Friends.
Yeah.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Make Dylan shut up.
4 above. Continuing on. Well, do you want me to speak now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go with, for my next pick, On Fire, but not Van Halen's On Fire. I'm going with Anvil's song from Juggernaut of Justice, On Fire. It's not a cover of the Van Halen song. It's a completely different song, but it nonetheless kicks as much ass as the Van Halen song. It's just a straightforward thrashing song. Lips is singing his heart out as much as he can sing, and it's a great song. Really cool Anvil song. An underrated band. Check out the documentary if you've never checked it out, everybody. Anvil, the story of Anvil. Classic.
Yeah, they're just a band that actually they just played around here. Our sometime co-host Jim Polkowski, him and RA went down to see those guys about a month ago down. I think Philly. They played somewhere down there. I think actually they went there the weekend that we were at M3, I believe.
Yeah, I think
they're a band I love to see live. They have a ton of great shit out there, and their new album is friggin' slamming. But On Fire, Juggernaut of Justice is a freaking great album. Just and if you want to definitely check out that song. If you want to check out a really cool Anvil song, check out the song American Refugee. Awesome song. The riff in that is so simple. Even I could play it, but it is so freaking cool.
That was going to be
a Liquor Box song. Yeah, it was going to be one we played, but it never materialized. But definitely a cool band. Definitely check out Anvil. They're friggin' great. And Rob Reiner, who is apparently good friends with Carl Kennedy.
Yep, absolutely. And my second song is from Slash off of World on Fire. It's World on Fire. Great opening track to the album. It has some cowbell in it. You can never go wrong with cowbell. Some cool back and forth vocals on the chorus. A lot of like call and response type stuff. Todd Kearns giving some really good background vocals. Awesome solos in it. Miles Kennedy's singing his heart out. A little better than Lips. Another great Fire song, I think. Off of an album that I think gets overlooked in terms of the Slash solo albums, I would say. I think it's one of probably the newest one.
That album's really long, though, right?
It is a very long album.
I think that's an album that is too long. I think that's when they could have broken that down into say do an album and like maybe an EP or something like that. But like that's an album, and especially for me, I love Miles Kennedy, but I just can only take him in small doses.
I think you mentioned it with the Avenged Sevenfold, the same thing. It's like, okay, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, real good. And they say he is a phenomenal guitar player. Wow. Miles Kennedy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they say he is a fucking kick-ass guitar player.
Too bad he's in Slash's band.
And what movie was he in?
He was in Rockstar.
As Thor, the God of Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, really cool. So that's a really good song. I haven't listened to that in a while. Maybe I'll have to bust out some Slash and check that out. Excellent picks, Dylan. My next 2 picks. This song, I am totally obsessed with this song. It's been since this came out in 2016. This has been on every single playlist that I put out since then, and I make at least a playlist a week with like a couple hundred songs on it. And this song is on every one, and I'm obsessed with this song. Moth into Flame from Metallica, from Hardwired, from Self-Destruct. Just a fucking kick-ass song. We talked about it on the episode that we did with the Digital guys, And I'm just like, my name is Steve. I'm a moth into flame-aholic.
Hi, Steve.
But it's just such a fucking great song. It has the change of tempo in the middle, and it's just screeching, kick-ass solo. It's got everything.
It's a song we've definitely praised in the past, but all the praise it's getting and is currently getting right now is well deserved. I think it's one of Metallica's best songs, honestly.
I totally agree, absolutely. And my next song is going to be, I mentioned this band actually when we did the Potter Than Hell Fest episode. This is one of the bands that I had play, semi-new band, Avatar. The song's called Let It Burn. And the friggin' solo, or not the solo, I'm sorry, the riff in that, listen to the riff at the beginning of that song. It is just so friggin', it kind of sounds maybe a little country-ish, maybe, just the guitar tone on it. But it is so freaking cool. It is, and it's from the album Black Waltz from 2013, and they are just a cool band, different band, and actually I believe they're opening up for Ghost on their upcoming tour, right?
I don't know, but I'm sure you guys know this long before me, but Ghost at the Kirby, in December?
In December. I want to say Avatar is the opening band.
It's Trivium.
Oh yeah, they're opening for Trivium. I'm sorry,
yeah.
Avatar. So they're playing down in Philly, BC. We got to hit that show. We got to definitely hit that fucking show. All right, BC, you're up.
Oh my God. Okay. 3. Okay, we're gonna. I'm surprised nobody mentioned this yet. I'm gonna go back to 1984. Queensryche off the Warning album, Take Hold of the Flame.
I knew you were gonna pick that song.
It's down on my list because I figured somebody else would have mentioned it. Okay.
It's on my Audible list.
Your Audible list, okay, but I mean that's to me some of the most classic Queensryche there is.
I thought about that song when I picked Child of Fire. I thought about that song, and I just.
As soon as you said Queensryche, I'm like,
Maurice took the road less traveled by.
I think I like when I listened to Child of Fire the other night. I had chills, so I had to go with that.
Take
Hold of the Flame.
I just picked up The Warning on vinyl a couple weeks ago. It's awesome.
Take Hold of the Flame is a classic, though.
That's always been BC's favorite.
So I had to throw that
comes
out
on, and that's another song that Steve gets his ass beat. Comes on.
And then I'm gonna go with my next one. It's gonna be 2005's Black Label Society with Electric Hellfire off of Mafia.
That's a good one.
I mean, I'm giving BB some love out there. He's not here, so we're gonna support the Black Label.
I was actually thinking of doing the same thing, but I figured you'd do it much better.
I was a few of them. How can you go wrong with Zach Wild? I mean, that's before you start getting.
And you definitely got to throw a BC or BB pick out there. I'm glad you did, so I didn't have to pick anything.
And what's your last track on the main part of the album?
Oh God!
This is your album closer, so it's got to be like.
I'm reaching down here in the audible list here, and I'm gonna go with 1992's off Firehouse, Hold Your Fire with Hold Your Fire. There's a band that's just, to me, very underrated. I mean, if you see them live, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They just tear it up. I mean, they've always been labeled as the ballad band because their hits have been the ballads. But you listen to some of the rockers they have, and just go see them live is all I gotta say.
Oh, definitely. They are so underrated. They're kind of pigeonholed from their ballads, but they are a rocking
Bill Leverty,
band.
the guitar player, is underrated.
I know Maurice has seen them a ton of times because
I love Firehouse, and again, they're in that middle of the road bands that just not necessarily a Y&T, but them bands that just have great songs, are great live, but just can't get the 2-hour sets.
Yep. Since you're talking, keep going.
My turn again?
Yeah, your turn again.
Go ahead.
Well, I had this one and been thinking about it all week. Wonder if it fits in here, but I guess if we could put Kansas in the mix, we could put John Cougar Mellencamp's "Paper and Fire" off the Lonesome Jubilee in here.
That's a good song.
That's good.
Huge, despite my heavy metal affection for heavy metal and 80s music. John Mellencamp, one of my favorite artists by far. And,
a good song is a good song.
Fire. Thank you. A good song is a good song. Like Paper and Fire is fantastic. So.
Maybe when BB put up the poll, what do you like better, Paper and Fire or Mr. Roboto? We'll have the battle there.
Well, that's not fair. They're two completely different kind of songs.
See, now it's a different story.
They are.
I mean, it is rock and roll.
Excellent pick. Yeah, that is good.
And then my next one is Firehouse, of course, by Kiss, off of their debut album. And from what I understand, one of the most played Kiss songs in concert, believe it or not.
Yeah, I remember reading that when we were doing research for
Oh yeah,
the 50th.
Go figure.
love that song. Love that song.
Get the Firehouse.
Absolutely.
Right?
Gotta definitely.
Well,
Someone had to pick a Kiss song.
I was, like BC said, I was trying to stay away from Kiss. Because
I stay away from Kiss.
I knew somebody would pick Kiss.
I obviously, the title, the name and everything, so.
I
Yeah.
figure for sure
This is
Steve
why I picked it,
had a
but,
Kiss one by now.
Good call. And we did the Kiss episode, the last two episodes, and I love Firehouse, the song. I just wish that they did the whole solo that is on Alive on the first one, because it's cut short. But other than that, and that used to be Gene's fire breathing song.
Yes, right,
Yes.
right. Correct. And to close the album out, kind of a maybe a controversial one here, depending who you ask, but Quest for Fire by Iron Maiden.
Love it.
That's on my list.
I still think when you open a song with "In the
When
time
dinosaurs
when
used to walk the earth."
That's not a metal lyric.
Well, have you listened to metal lyrics before, though? So, I mean...
I love it. I agree with Maurice. Good job, buddy. You get a pound on that one.
That's just my argument against.
How could you argue a song that talks about the greatest discovery of man?
That's right. We would, if it wasn't for fire, we would be sitting here right now.
That's just one of that's the song that I use to argue against it in terms of Number of the Beast versus Peace of Mind. It's still a good song.
That's a great argument because people talk about Peace of Mind being the greatest Iron Maiden album, but if that's
right.
if Quest for Fire is one of the worst Iron Maiden songs,
Yeah,
Which is not.
how could
Yeah,
But it's not.
it's Number of the Beast is the
I
best
agree?
album.
But people out there think Quest
It's
for
better
Fire
than fucking
is,
Gangland.
Gangland is
and
good.
matter of fact,
it ends really cool.
Is it even better than Die With Your Boots On? The repetitive Die With Your Boots On.
That's very repetitive. That is repetitive.
It is.
Right.
It is a really good song. It's a little too repetitive, but it's still a good song. But
You're gonna die.
not a fan of Gangland. I think it's way better than Gangland.
But the ending of Gangland is like.
The end is cool.
Like, it's so
That's
cool.
like the only good part of the song.
It's me.
And the debate continues.
It's not a bad song though. I mean, no Maiden is shit. Like, there's no. I mean, BC might argue Blaze Bailey stuff is shit, but there are some diamonds in the rough.
BC's a closet. Blaze
No,
Bailey
I'm not
fan.
gonna argue Blaze Bailey shit, but he's not Bruce.
Who is?
Now there's Paul
Exactly.
Young.
He's not Iron Maiden. But
He's
not even.
He's
Bruce.
not Iron Maiden, exactly. Thank you. I mean, nothing against him. I like his solo stuff is good.
The solo stuff's real good.
In hindsight, maybe that's what
Maybe
that's
what
what
they
the
needed.
rejuvenated Iron Maiden
Yeah,
needed.
that's what they
knows?
needed.
You heard it here first, everybody. The next Iron Maiden episode we'll do is the Blaze Bailey era. BC's sick.
Blaze Bailey.
Play sucks.
Let's go drink.
Let's go
I'm here, joined here by BC's taking a sick day, and
BC's
BB and Dylan.
BC died.
I gotta leave.
All right.
Something silly.
Awesome, Maurice. I support that pick 100%.
Well, thank you.
I agree. I like that. It was on my list.
I just think it's a lower tier Maiden song, but it's still like lower tier Maiden is still like better than most other bands. So,
it wasn't on my top, but it was on my list.
I'm not gonna like monster the hell out of Quest for Fire.
All right.
Oh, man.
What do you got, though?
So my last three main album songs, I'm gonna go with first off Pyro from Hail the Villain, off of Population Declining. I had these guys as a hidden gem once. They're a really cool band. They only had one album. Some band stuff happened. Hail the Villain. Hail, yeah, Hail. It's a really cool song. The whole album's great. Check it out if you haven't checked it out.
I'll have to check them out.
It's cool visual lyrics to the song. I mean, you have a song called Pyro. It's a really awesome name for a song. Next up, I'm going to have Hearts Burst into Fire from Bullet for My Valentine off of Scream Aim Fire. I was going to pick Scream Aim Fire, but I've already talked about that a couple times on the show. So I figured I'd give that a rest. Hearts Burst into Fire is a bit of a slower song for Bullet.
Isn't that the one that they had the crowd sing?
No. That was different. I don't think they played Hearts Burst into Fire when we saw them.
Oh, all right.
No, like, screaming vocals until the very end of the song. It's mostly clean throughout it. Great song, though, off of a great album. And then to close out my main album, I have to go with a song that broke the fingers of many a young kid my age, Through the Fire and Flames from Dragon Force. That was on, I first experienced this song on Guitar Hero 3, the hardest song in Guitar Hero history, I think. It's a power metal song. It's just solo throughout the whole freaking song. Blistering guitar. You don't think anybody could play that fast? It almost sounds like an arcade machine, like how fast the notes are coming at you. You know that song, Dad, right? Through the Fire and Flames?
Yeah.
It's like one of the fastest songs, guitar-wise,
Oh, shit, yeah.
I've ever heard in my life. And I think no better way to end my Ashes to Ashes album than a song that will melt the guitar that it's being played on. So Through the Fire and Flames, Dragon Force.
Yeah, that's a friggin' slamming friggin' album. I mean, their guitar soloing in that band is just so ridiculously over the top.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like if you're familiar with, I'm sure you're familiar with Guitar Hero out there. Like the ones that song on there, it's just it might as well just be like just full color strips.
And and they say that on like the hardest difficulty that the solo in that song, you can't actually read it unless you slow it down to like a really large degree because there's so many notes. It's basically filling the screen with notes, and it just looks like colors. And some people are able to they actually do like the double neck, like the double tapping to do that song, and it's just like crazy song. I don't know if have you ever heard it, BC?
I have not. I'm interested.
I was the first time I played it on Guitar Hero. I thought at that point that like Play With Me from Extreme was the toughest song that I played because that was on Rocks the 80s. And then I play this song, and I'm like, oh my! I actually came in second place at a Guitar Hero competition because I like made a deal with the person I was going up against for the final round that I would play it on medium. But the song was so hard that I couldn't keep up with it. It's just like.
So it's Through the Fire?
Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force.
Yeah, it's like so over the top, these guys. Like all their stuff.
I'll play for you after
Think of the
show.
craziest Vinnie Vincent solo in any song, and that's like every song.
And like honestly, I don't know how they play a full concert because they're playing so fast on one song.
Like you get carpal tunnel from playing one song.
It's like you wouldn't believe how fast it. Like you've heard power metal before, but this is like power metal.
Oh, it's crazy.
Crazy
It is. It's
Crazy
crazy.
stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's how I'm into my album.
That's a good ending. Very cool. Excellent. Excellent. All right, I'm going to slide back into my list here. I'm going to... where am I at here? Okay. I had to throw these guys in there. We've been touting these guys. Their new album. They're awesome producer in the last couple of months here since the album came out. I'm going to pick Flamethrower from the Judas Priest Firepower album. Had to throw that in there. You know, our buddy Andy Sneap.
I knew someone would have that one.
Oh, absolutely. Our buddy Andy Sneap, he's going to be produce the next Kiss album for me. He agreed to it at the concert. And but just a great song. We did the album review, and I just love the vocals on this. How the background vocals are flamethrower. It gets higher as he sings it.
Yeah.
Just really freaking cool song. Excellent song. Can't go wrong with that. I'm gonna throw a pick out there for our buddy Sonny Pooney, who he is. I think Jeff Scott Soto has a restraining order against Sonny. I don't think he's allowed within 3 states of this guy. The band is called WET. It's an acronym for the 3 different guys. It's Robert Sal, he's the guitar player for Work of Art, Eric Martinson from Eclipse, and Jeff Scott Soto from Talisman, so that's the WET. And the album is Earth Rage. It came out this year, 2018. It is one of the best melodic hard rock albums that has come out in a long time. These guys are just fantastic band, great hooks, great riffs. The background vocals and the vocals are just phenomenal. The song is called Burn. It's off of Earth Rage. It came out this year. Just a great band. love these guys. I'm glad that Sonny kind of. I mean, I've always known Jeff Scott Soto, but I didn't realize how much stuff he's done. He's in more bands I think than Mike Portnoy. I think this guy.
Yeah.
And his discography is like reads like fucking War and Peace. I think all the shit that he's been on, just like a phenomenal
Just
singer.
the solo stuff. He's
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
have like almost 10 solos.
Yeah, he has the Soto band, and he has the Jeff Scott Soto stuff, and he's sang for Yngwie, and the guy's everywhere, and he's a phenomenal singer. He even sang in Journey.
Yeah, he did.
He sang in
remember
Journey,
that.
and I think actually he sang when they played Montage. He was the singer when they played here. This is probably 10 years ago, easily, but he was one of the singers in Journey. Yeah,
I wouldn't disagree with that, but I can't confirm or deny that. But
just a kick-ass singer, and this album is really cool. It came out this year. It's called Earth Rage. They have 2 other albums out. Just a great band. Those guys are just kick-ass. And this band here, we've talked about them a couple times. Yorn. And the song's called Fire to the Sun from the Life on Death Road album, came out last year. Really cool band. This guy, he's the one we talked about him before. He sang on the very first Dio tribute show that they did. Just a really great singer. He has that covers album that they put out, Heavy Metal Radio, I think it's called. They do a kick-ass version of Hotel California on there. We talked about that on the covers song. The guy is just a phenomenal singer. But this song, Fire to the Sun, is just a great song. Check those guys out. It's Jorn, but it's pronounced Yorn. European pronunciation, how they
jogging or
do things there.
yogging.
And like even check out their album covers. Their mascot, if you will, is like a crow's head. And it looks really freaking cool. Like that on the Life on Death Road album, it's he's on like a motorcycle on the side of the road, and he's like looking back. It looks really freaking cool. I'm gonna close my album out with the band that BC and I saw a couple months ago, about a month ago. Babylon AD, Crash and Burn, from Revelation Highway album, came out in 2017. This is another band that we talked about before that we thought we would never get to see. Great slamming band and excellent song. Great way to start the album out. I start out with Fire, and I'm crashing and burning on the last song. Yeah, so you guys check those out. I'll post the songs and I'll put some videos up for all the stuff that we did here. And so as we always do for our albums, we like to have bonus tracks. But my bonus tracks on my album, they're going to be on the American version. So everyone else is going to have to buy the American version to get the bonus tracks. Because I remember back in the day, the Japanese version had like really cool songs, extra songs on it. So we're gonna flip that over.
well, one of my probably throwaways is going to be on the UK version. So
All right, cool. All right, BC, run your 2 bonus tracks for us.
Nothing fancy here, but this next song, it's just every time it comes on, and my girlfriend always makes fun of me because they keep saying the same 3 words over and over and throughout the whole song. But it's Doc and Into the Fire. I don't care what it is. That song
that is just a great song. It was on my list.
It catches you. I don't know what it is. Into the Fire. Every time it's on their truck, she goes, they only say 3 words. I said, that's all they need to
Well,
say.
they do say I'm falling, so
I'm falling into the fire.
But I'll bet she remembers those 3 words.
Exactly. And we saw some cover band that did Sunday after M3. We went to Slimy Sunday.
Oh, the Slimy See You Sunday. Yeah, the first band they.
And I videoed it and
yeah.
I sent it to her. She's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, but I mean, to me, that's since
It's
1984.
just so damn melodic, and it's
So
that's a good
a
pick.
great song.
This is a good song.
George Lynch, How Can You Go Wrong? And I'm surprised nobody mentioned this song before, but I'm going back to when I was younger. Metallica, Jump in the Fire.
On the list here, yeah.
That's
That
just
was
like
Off to Kill 'Em All album.
I was waiting for you to say it all episode. I was
gonna say that in about 10 minutes. Nobody picked
Yeah, I was
Jump
good.
into the Fire.
I was gonna say,
those 2 were.
I figure for sure. So there's ones I lower and I put down in the, okay, if I have to reach into the bag, I figured somebody else would have definitely had them.
I think that
Maybe
was.
somebody would have kissed.
Well, there's so many.
Oh, there's
There's so
way
many. I mean, this could definitely be,
Top 20.
Fire Songs Part 1.
Could be.
Could be. Don't know if we'll revisit, but
Probably.
it's out there. All right, Mo, what do you got?
Well, I'm not sure about double dipping here, but I'm going to go with another Iron Maiden via Montrose. I've Got the Fire off of the Flight of Icarus single, B-side to Flight of Icarus, originally performed
Montrose.
and sung by Montrose with Sammy Hagar.
Way better with Iron Maiden.
Back in
$1,000,000% better.
1974. Surprisingly enough, which I did not know this, also the B-side to a Sanctuary single, live, I've Got the Fire with Paul Di'Anno.
I have that 12-inch single.
Good song. Iron Maiden and Bruce,
That
like
was,
you said, I think
Montrose was one of their big influences.
Right, exactly.
Just a great song, and I think
So,
I picked that song when we did our cover tunes thing.
Okay.
And just listen to the drums right before the solo, the drum roll he does, and it goes right into the solo. Friggin' great! Like Montrose would never in a million years do such an awesome version
Right.
as that.
And I love listening to the Iron Maiden, B-sides because they're so different from their album songs.
Yeah.
Because they just, it's so different.
Yeah, and for all their shows up until I think maybe this last tour, their intro music was Dr. Doctor from UFO, the Blaze Bayley version. So it was weird because you have Maiden, they're playing a Blaze Bayley song, and so he's pretty much opening up for Bruce. Good pick.
Okay, last one, another obscure, another iconic rock person, Cat People, Putting Out the Fire by David Bowie.
I love that
off the
song.
Cat People soundtrack.
I love
What's
that
it called?
song.
Cat People?
Cat People, Putting Out the
Bracket,
Fire.
Putting
So,
Out the Fire.
as I started with Metal Church, Start the Fire, we're going to finish with David Bowie, Putting Out the Fire.
Yeah, it's Cat People.
Well, that's what we like to do at the end. We do like to put the fire out.
Well, we hope to anyways, right?
Yeah,
That's
Putting
right.
Out the Fire with Gasoline.
Exactly.
It's such a good song. It's actually on the Inglourious Bastards movie when Shoshana is prepping to burn down the theater.
Or when she's in the photo in the booth.
It's a band Cat
No, when
People?
she's like before they get in there, when she's putting the
By
makeup on and
David
she does
Bowie.
the lipstick.
David Bowie?
Yeah.
And it's also on. There's a version of it on Let's Dance as well.
So Dave
Really
Bowie,
good
Cat
song.
People putting out the fire.
Yeah, Cat People Putting Out Fire. And Quentin Tarantino was so pissed because in that movie, Cat People, they put it in the credits, and he's like, "This is such a good song. It shouldn't be a credit song. It should be in the movie." So he put it in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh.
Great song, Mo. That was. Oh, I'm so glad somebody.
Mark
put it
Anthony
in
K will be absolutely happy to hear that there's another Bowie song in
Love that
one of our
song.
episodes. I've seen the movie, but I don't remember the song. I will definitely have to go back and check that out.
It's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a blast from the past, so.
So my bonus tracks, following up on the awesome David Bowie one, I'm going to go with, I lost my train of thought here. First off, from Rev Theory, off of Light It Up.
Light It Up.
Classic, just straightforward rock and roll song. Great band. We saw them at Eleanor Rigby's Rev Theory.
I seen them out
it's
in Milwaukee.
One of their popular songs, I think.
Yeah.
They haven't had an album out since 2016.
So they have one out semi recently.
But
Yeah.
there's different vocals.
Yeah, it was- But,
I have it.
the Light It Up album, I think, is where
It's okay.
Is where it's
Okay.
at. That song especially.
Yes.
And then I think for my last song, I'm gonna go with Volbeat off of Seal the Deal, Let's Boogie, Let It Burn. It's Volbeat. You can't go wrong with Volbeat. Volbeat. That's their most recent album. We got to see them live, opening for Metallica on a 5-second delay. They were good though.
Yeah.
And this song is great too. I was torn between that or Fire Song that Volbeat has. Both great songs, but I think Let It Burn has the benefit of having Rob Craggio on guitar as well. Whereas Fire Song was early Volbeat. So yeah, Let It Burn and Light It Up.
All right. Cool. Good.
So
Good.
we
bonus
lit it up,
tracks.
and now we're letting it burn
That's
to
right.
end up the album.
Let it burn, burn, baby, burn. All right. Here's a song.
Here's a song for you.
that Maurice. Well, not a song, but here's something that Maurice mentioned that he I can't believe no one picked this song. It's going to be a live version though. It's going to be a live version from back in the day on the tour. It's going to be "Shot Down in Flames," AC/DC. How did no one pick that song? Because I had it in reserve here because I figured someone's definitely going to pick that fucking song.
That's why I didn't mention it. 'Cause
Yeah, I think everybody.
You know?
thought-
Yeah.
everybody's
But just
gonna have it.
a great song. It's even good when Brian Johnson sang it.
And it's off the best ACDC.
It's off the second best AC/DC album. It's off Highway to Hell. It came out in '79, I believe. Just a great AC/DC
Now, if
song.
no one heard that song before and picked up your album and they listened to that bonus track, they'd be losing their minds, right?
Yeah, no shit. Absolutely. That's what our albums are for. I want people to check out this different stuff. Go ahead, Dylan.
No, I
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
No, I was gonna say ACDC. Yeah, they're really busy.
Yeah.
They would never have heard that one
No.
before if they didn't have this bonus track.
But this is a special live that they dug out of the archives that no one ever heard before.
I'm just saying the quality of the song was so good that,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. My final song, and actually I found this song like at the 11th hour. I was just finalizing my list, and I was just going through stuff. And here's a band that they're extremely popular in Europe. I don't know if they've ever even set foot in the United States. They're called Ed Guy, and the song's called "Sex, Fire, Religion." Fucking great song. I was just kind of scrolling through shit I saw. It's from the Tinnitus Sanctus album from 2008, and that means the tinnitus, like the ringing in your ears, that actually I have now constantly.
That's
And
from
Sanctus
one
is
concert.
holy, so you're ringing in your holy ringing in your ears is
That's in the book.
the name of that album. But definitely check it out. It is a friggin' slamming song, and they actually have another song that I was going to pick. It's called "Fuck with Fire." But I didn't want to have any bad language on the show, so I didn't pick that song.
Fuck that
Good
shit.
call.
Good
Yeah,
call.
so
That's a
you know,
band I haven't heard from
fuck
in a
that
while.
shit.
I haven't heard that name in a real long time. That
well,
guy.
yeah,
Good guy, yeah.
yeah. But they got a ton of stuff out though. I
Oh, no,
mean,
no.
this was from 2008, and I think they just put one out either last year or the year before.
They always put stuff
And you know, they're another band. You know, of course, that you know. People out there probably scratch their head. Never heard of those guys before, but like in Europe, these guys they're
Huge.
playing festivals. These bands, it's just freaking crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys check out these songs. We had a great variety of songs here. You know, we went from friggin' Metallica to John Cougar Mellencamp to David Bowie to Deep Purple and everything in between. New bands that may not have heard of. Devil's Train. We had some classic Journey in there. We had the Proto Man going. Some Aerosmith, Sleazebees. A ton of shit there. Alice Cooper. So you guys check stuff out. We'll go around the table once. Give a little wrap up what you thought, how it was, and everything. And start us off, Dylan.
A lot of bands use fire as a metaphor for passion, burning passion, and I think it's a really cool concept to talk about. It's definitely a visual that a lot of bands use. A real lot. God, that's not eloquent at all. But fire's something that's it's been there since the beginning.
Since
And
the guys in Iron Maiden found it.
yeah, and it's ripe for the picking in terms of musical, lyrical content, and we picked some awesome fire songs.
I agree, like there's endless things to do with fire and rock and roll and heavy metal.
Because you need fire to make the metal.
Fire to melt them. But and I'm coming away from this episode with tons of bands to check out.
A
So
lot of music to listen to, right?
yes.
So I guess unlike heavy metal that's real and in your face, it fire isn't like you see on TV, right? So
You're not shitting.
little different live,
Fire.
right?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I always like the ones where you can kind of dig deep and look for different bands and stuff like that. And there was very little stuff here that I was unfamiliar with. Sadly, I'm not really familiar with a lot of the David Bowie stuff. Most of the stuff I knew out there. Maurice threw a couple curveballs at me, which was cool. That's why we like to have different people on the show. He threw Metal Church out there, Overkill, Tokyo Blade. God, I haven't thought about those guys in forever. And bringing up bands like Laz Rocket. I mean, Maurice had some great picks there. I'm glad Maurice picked a Kiss song because I definitely had a bunch of them to pick. You can pick Heaven's on Fire, Burn Bitch Burn. I've had enough, Into the Fire. There's a shitload of Kiss Fire songs you can pick. Trial by Fire you could pick, which I hate that song. But I mean, Thank you, Maurice, for picking a Kiss song, so I didn't have to. So of course we have to squeeze them into every episode. Of
course.
Bands, Black and Blue, Sleaze Bees. We went as far as Journey, Avenged Sevenfold, some of the newer stuff that's out there, Black Label Society, Dokken. Just a cool subject, and we thought it would be cool to kind of throw it out there. Get three firefighters, talking about songs about fire. It's kind of weird, but fuck it. That's what we do here.
That's what we do.
We appreciate you guys out there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing us. Get on Facebook. Interact with us. We post videos every day. I have videos out there of different bands of the subjects that we talk about. We try to do melodic metal bands on Monday, do strictly heavy metal on Tuesday. Wednesday is pretty much a free-for-all. Thursday is we do like a kind of a build-up to the show that's coming up. Friday we release our show. Saturday, Sunday we put videos and stuff of the songs and stuff that we talked about. And check us out, interact with us. If you guys, if you want us to check a video out, feel free to post it on our Facebook page. We will definitely check it out, make comments on it, and tell your friends about us. Help spread the word. We appreciate all our listeners here in the United States, Canada. We have listeners in Europe. We have listeners in Asia. We have some listeners in South Africa and Australia. We love you guys out there. We appreciate your support. We wouldn't be doing this, if you guys weren't out there helping us and spreading everything out there. So we really appreciate it. You can listen to us on iTunes, on any kind of Android device, Castbox, Ear Peeler. So check us out there, you guys. Share us around, and we will see you next time. And there will be a next time.